Right, hello everyone. Welcome to the Fabulous Food Finds tasting experience. This is the guided tasting to go with your summer box. So I have my nice samurai top on and peonies in the background, and we are going to walk our way through the summer tasting box. So hopefully you've all got your boxes on time this time around. I actually didn't get any help from my dad this time, and I just powered through on my own, and I actually got them done and dusted in time to post them Saturday morning. And I made a bit of a boo-boo in that because the postman around here, it's very local, and he we're friends on Facebook and everything, and he texted me and said, oh, I'll be there to pick up some of the collection like at 12 o'clock. And then because I'd only booked for like a few of them to get collected, so I said, I'm awful at this. I was like, oh, I've got a bit of a proposal for you if you have time and room in your van. And then I looked back at it and I was like, oh God, what did he think I was like messaging him about this proposal? But anyway, luckily he knew it was just about the boxes. So yeah, they all went Saturday, so hopefully they got there in time and all safe and happily wrapped. And it meant I can wrap them with lots of like wrapping without having to tell my dad to wrap like pull the stretch the hexagon like wrap. So yeah, cool. So we're gonna go through. So we've got a few guests with us, and one of them is here now, and I know that he's keen to go have a paddle match. I was gonna say paddle boarding, but that's because I live near the sea. But paddle bracket game, right? Tony, did you just go, or are you still here? I can't actually see you now. Yeah, there you are. Hello, Tony. You need to unmute yours. Can you unmute yourself? Have you done it? Or not? I need to maybe do it. Can't unmute.
There you go. I've done it.
Cool. So, excitingly, Tony, you are going to get to see people opening their box, some of them for the first time, because some are really lovely and wait to open it until this call, which is really cool. And luckily, because your product arrived last, it's in the top. So if you haven't already opened your boxes, grab your boxes. I'm going to grab mine. And if you grab the Club Salami, I keep saying Salami Club, but it's Club Salami. And
doesn't matter, same thing.
So guys, from the ones that were here from the beginning, you actually had some product from the Greek Farmer. Tony is the Greek Farmer, and this is your new range, your new kind of
new brand. Yeah, it's a new brand. It's a new brand we've launched off the back of the Greek Farmer. It's essentially snacking salami. So the Greek Farmer is indulgent, luxurious, something that you have on a charcuterie board. And this basically came off the back of a few things, really. One was my kids loving sort of dried meat snacks. Another one was with people saying that they'd want something for a picnic, but sort of on the go. But obviously, a charcuterie board style of pack is not really functional. So it was 2 years in development, this product. And we finally got it right. It's all under 100 calories. So every pack we produce is under 100 calories. Really high in protein. You've got the felon and oregano flavor. We do 3 different flavors. They're in bags, so they're not vacuum packed like our charcuterie if you've had it before. They're in sort of gas flush bags, so the meat doesn't stick together. So really easy to eat, on the go, still tasty, just with it's guilt-free snacking. So rather than a pack of crisps on the sofa at night, that's going to give you sort of 150 calories with not much protein at all. This is going to give you a huge amount of protein. It's going to fill you up, because most snacks don't fill you up, and that's why you end up eating a whole pack of biscuits, because it's mainly sugar and carbohydrate. So yeah, that's what this brand is all about. It's just basically guilt-free snacking, but in a meat format, but not chewy or dry. So like, if you've ever had biltong or jerky, which is like the South African style of meat, they're very dry. You really got to chew them to sort of eat them. Whereas these aren't. They're sort of much softer, although they're still very lean compared to charcuterie. All outdoor bred British pork. It's all made on our farm in Hertfordshire.
Amazing. And I love, do you know what I love about it is that if you get like something in a bag like this, you're kind of thinking of like pepperami type thing, and you've got almost like a sourness to it, and you don't
A lot of
have,
people say it's like a dog meat smell when they open up a sort of some meat snacks. When you open them up, they can smell like sort of a dog treat, whereas these don't. They actually smell of the spices that are in the actual flavour profile.
yeah, and meat as well, not just like,
And meat. That's correct. Yeah. That's always
in
handy.
a good way. No, I really like them. Yeah, I think I had them at the show. I came past you, didn't I? I was like, I'm on my way to go see my friends. Can I have a snack? And I had all 3 packets on the way. And this fennel and oregano I really love. And sometimes I've got a bit of a habit of putting too much chili into these boxes. So no chili, just a really lovely flavour. So thank you for sharing them with
That's
everyone.
all right.
Anyone got any? We got thumbs up.
Good.
Good.
Glad to hear it.
Really well. Yeah, thank you. And have you
No worries, guys.
have you got plans to develop more flavors? Like, what's the
at the moment? So we've got 3 different flavors at the moment: garlic and paprika, cumin and cayenne, and fennel and oregano. We're sticking with those 3 at the moment. We only launched in April of this year, so it's early doors. We have sort of trialed a truffle version, but it's a bit too extravagant and the cost would be quite high for a snacking product. So we might have to just keep that on the Greek Farmer side of the business rather than Club Salami. But yeah, at the moment, 3 flavors. We don't want to push it too much. We like to produce small, produce consistently. So more flavor profiles just causes problems in production. So consistency is key for us, making sure you have the same product every time and the same flavor and texture.
And this is a lower kind of price point as well than Greek Farmer, right? So it's a bit.
Yeah, so these are retail at £2.50 a pack, whereas Greek Farmer is sort of £6.50 to £7 a pack. So a lot more indulgent, sort of. It's got a lot more fat in the Greek Farmer product, and you've got wine in the Greek Farmer product. They're all oak smoked, so there's a lot more process involved, which obviously increases the price of it as well.
So yeah, so go follow. So this is Club Salami. You like these guys, and then if you want something a bit.
I think Helen's got a question.
Oh, go on, Helen.
Yeah.
Oh, might need to take you off. Here we go. Can you unmute yourself? Yeah. Do that. Did I unmute you? Helen.
Bottom left, Helen. Is there like a little microphone? You might have a cross through it. Horizontal red cross.
There.
I can't see these on your Greek Farmer website for sale online.
So it's a completely different brand. So if you go to clubsalamiuk.com.
Thank you.
So we've decided to set it up because it's so different to the Greek Farmer in terms of branding. We've set it up as a completely separate company.
Okay.
Yeah, on the back of the pack, it's actually got the website at the bottom.
On the bottom.
And it's also got our sort of Instagram and Facebook, etc. on the bottom in terms of how you can follow us.
That was probably me setting you off on the wrong track by introducing.
No, that's fine. Yeah, we try. But the thing is, the Greek Farmer is where this product was started from. It all started from the Greek Farmer. Without the Greek Farmer, this brand would never have launched. So it's nice that people know that that's where it's sort of come from. Because it's basically our artisan background, but keeping the product really good quality, but as a snacking brand, because obviously snacking brands, because it's a sort of, you're producing quite a lot, and like it's mass produced, but we still want to keep that quality there, so still keep it quite artisan. Whereas a lot of snacks can just be mass produced and not actually sort of great in flavour and texture. A bit like Biltong jerky, there's so many companies producing it now, it's just not very good.
I think it was brilliant. I love them. So thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing. Go enjoy that paddle match.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Take care.
Bye.
Cool. So that was a nice savoury start with the I want to say Greek Farmer, then Club Salami. I keep having Club Tropicana. play in my head. I always have songs playing in my head, so that's my song to that brand. So yeah, that's product number 1, so Club Salami. And then where should we go next? I have got a plan, as promised. So next we should have, okay, I've gone for this Oscar's Citrus Burst. So Sandra, this is the one I thought that you had introduced me to, but it's another somebody else. So someone brought this along to the Give Food Show saying how much they loved it, and it's from a hot sauce company, but it's not hot sauce, because I don't always, but I have put some really hot things into the boxes, and not everyone loves hot. So the idea behind this, so the company is called Flavor and Fire, and then they have some sub brands. So this is one of their sub brands, which is Oscar's, and that's one of Sean's sons, Oscar. And these are a range of flavor sauces. So rather than just going for chili, they've got like different flavors. And this one's based around green peppers. It's got lime juice, garlic, and then kaffir, lime leaves, some coriander, and then Churchfield salt. So Churchfield's is the brine salt, so it's like a brine spring in I think it's in like Bromwich, but yeah. So and Sean makes these, so if you want to have a try of this one, we've put this onto fajitas because my partner doesn't really like heat very much, but it's just a really lovely kind of zingy kick. So, you know, on top of tacos, that kind of thing. You could put it into burgers, you could mix it with mayo, you could put it on nachos, put it in with a bit of sour cream, that kind of thing. And Sean Overthrow, he actually organizes a chili competition, like hot sauce competition, so he really knows, like he used to be a chef, really knows his flavors. So I've not got the one that I opened, and I don't have enough of anything this time because I was ordering very carefully, and I haven't got many extras, so I can't touch this one. But hopefully, if you taste it, does anyone want to tell me what they think of this? Or I'm just stay quiet.
Yeah, it's very tasty. I mean, I've enjoyed it. I've just been dipping my finger in the top, like, you know, but yes, I do like that. I don't know what I'll have it with, but I will have it with something.
You could almost like liven up some like soups almost, you know, if you had like you could just like put it on the top or put it in with just like, I guess, noodles, fried rice, that kind of thing. I just think about what or like put it into, if you had a barbecue, you could kind of put that on the side for like dipping. Maybe like a slaw would be good. I need to do some more experimenting. This is probably one to put into the Facebook group and kind of get some ideas going.
Yeah, I just ate it on bread just then. That was yeah, as you say, it's got lots of flavour, but not too hot and spicy.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. A lot of these, what we've got is a very Mexican feeling. Would be good on chicken, either hot or cold with a salad. Yeah, it's a good idea. You could kind of dress, if you had like cold poached chicken or something, you could just dress it in this. I got sent something the other day, which I might put into a future box. I don't want to tell you too much, but it's from like a Chinese company, and it's like a garlic dressing. And they said that because they've got a stall at Leeds Market, and they basically mix cold chicken with red onion and then just dress it in that sauce and then serve that with rice. So that could go really nicely, maybe with like spicy rice or something. And actually with like sweet corn, if you've like barbecued sweet corn, that could be quite nice on that as well. Cool. So that was Oscar's flavor sauce, and that's their Citrus Burst. And then we'll stick with another one from the same man, Sean, and this one is another one of his brands, which actually we, if you remember the Christmas box, he did the butter, the rum and orange butter. So this is one of his, and this is the chef's confits. So this is their red onion, fig and port marmalade. So this has got lots of onion in there, so it's just think of it as like a lovely onion chutney. So really good with cheese, really good for putting into like burgers, putting it on the side of kind of just, yeah, with barbecue food, basically, just to have a little sweetness on the side. What else did he say? So this has got red onions, figs, dark brown soft sugar, balsamic vinegar, and then ruby port. I quite like that you still got a bit of texture in there with the onion. Really lovely sweetness to it, bit of kind of really letting the onions shine. Might have a little taste of it. You could put this like in with if you baked a brie or something like that, or a camembert, you could put that on the side or in it, bake it with it. So yeah, probably on the sweet side a little bit, isn't it? But that's probably the pork coming through as well. Anyone liking this? Good. Ideas for it? Thumbs up.
Yes.
Good. Cool. So yeah, just I mean, or like a ham roll with quite a lot of butter, and then this in it as well would be really, really good. Yeah, I like to keep things quite simple. But maybe that's not the right thing to say, because it's, you know, I'm all these flavors, but actually at home it's easier, just easy to do, keep things simple. But actually a fried chicken, like a chicken burger with that in as well, would be really, really nice, with a bit of a layer of cheese. Yeah, so that is Flavour and Fire. It's not Flavour and Fire, is it? It's the Chef's Confit red onion, fig and port marmalade. Right, so where were we at? We're on 7:20. This is good. So from number 3, now number 4, we are going to have a look at the crisps. So if you joined me for my mystery tasting, you will have tried these Two Farmers Herefordshire sauce crisps. So I'll go back to the beginning. So I have shared these crisps in a box before, but there's lots of newbies. So Two Farmers are Sean and Mark, who are potato farmers, and they were like, right, what should we do? You know, we've got, you know, we know our potatoes, let's do something. So I think it was, well, what year, I can't remember how long ago it was, but they applied just before they'd actually finalized their packaging. They applied for one of our bursary awards that we ran, and they'd got the crisps sorted, but they really wanted it not to just be another crisp. So basically they developed compostable packaging. So there's no plastic at all in their packaging. So these can actually go into your home compost bin. So that's a massive plus point. And then the actual crisps, I think, are brilliant. So this is their brand new flavour, which is Herefordshire sauce. And Herefordshire sauce is quite similar to a Worcestershire sauce, but doesn't have any gluten in it, because it's made with apple cider vinegar rather than malt vinegar, which is made with barley. So it's gluten-free and it's vegan, because they don't put any like anchovy in there. So it's, yeah, vegetarian, like completely great for lots of different people. There's a really nice story behind Herefordshire sauce. It's on there's a website for it, but basically there's they were over in New Zealand, and they took this recipe over with them like 3 or 4 generations ago, so hundreds of years ago. And someone in the UK kept going over, and they'd try this sauce and they loved it so much, and it kind of traveled with the family. And then I think it was 2009 that they actually sent 3 racehorses over to the UK, and then there was this leather bag in there, and in the bottom of the bag was this recipe for the Herefordshire sauce. So it kind of came back from New Zealand to the UK, and they've been bottling it and making it. And then they know the Two Farmers, and they kind of got together. So they use their apple cider vinegar in the bottles of Herefordshire sauce. So it's all kind of like linked up quite nicely. So they powdered this sauce to then put on the crisps, which I have I have a big bag. I'm sorry, I brought this back from the show with me, and I had started munching on them just before this call, and I have eaten like over half the bag, because because they've got a bit of everything in there, really. They are like sweet, they're kind of tangy, you've got umami going on, and there's a warmth as well from, I think it's jalapeno. But I mean, you know, reading like ingredients lists, they say, you know, you shouldn't have a long list of ingredients, but that's if it's like things that you can't kind of pronounce, you know, like chemical ingredients. This is just like a massive list of flavors. They use rosemary extract, which is like a preservative. It works as a natural preservative, which is really like a cool thing. So, you know, they get the shelf life without using anything artificial. So you've got garlic, you've got tamarind in there, that's like that tanginess, lime oil, there's nutmeg, clove, ginger, coriander, black pepper, and then they use sunflower oil for cooking as well, which is a bit of a plus point as well. So yeah, I like those. What do we think? Is it nice savoury? I know Sharon, you've had these in a couple of tastings as well.
Yeah, I haven't actually opened them this time. I'm going to keep them because I already know that they taste really nice.
No, they're really good, and you can actually, like, if you look closely, you can see how much kind of flavors all over them. And so there's no, you know, sometimes you get crisps that you've got the odd one that just don't really taste of anything. There is a significant amount of flavor in there. So yeah, so Two Farmers, and they also have like their cider that we tried at the show as well, which was really, really good. Really enjoyed their cider. Yeah, so Two Farmers, and always good to support them. They do really big tins as well. So if I don't know if you've ever seen those, but make a really good like little extra gift at Christmas. I think they were like £10 ish at the show, but they're really big tins, and then you can reuse them as well. But they keep the crisps really fresh, so like them very much. And they're doing really, really well, and I like it. I like seeing businesses go from kind of, you know, very early stage, we've got a great idea, and then, you know, you're seeing them on BA and they're on Eurostar and things like that. Oh, and actually this is another cool thing. So if you watch Clarkson's Farm, the diddly squat crisps are made by the Two Farmers. So they're like the exact same crisp basically, but they put Jeremy Clarkson's brand on them. So yeah, so if you want to save the money and not get the diddly squat crisps but want Jeremy Clarkson's stamp of approval, you've already got them. So yeah, that is the Two Farmers and their Herefordshire sauce crisps. They even said, one of the things that they said, that you could actually, you don't want to do it, but you could throw it in the sea, the pack, and it would decompose. Like, because some things that say they're compostable actually need like chemical composting, and they aren't just things that you can put in your, you know, natural compost heap kind of thing. So yeah, big thumbs up. Right, so I don't want to go too quickly because we have got 4 guests joining us tonight. So I feel like I'm going too fast, but it's okay. So we've done the crisps. Number 5. Where was number 5? Ah, okay. So Tom should be arriving any minute, but I'm going to go on to nudity. And I'll tell you something funny about these, because when I've been deliberating over whether to put these in the box for ages, because I love the product, but it would cost me a lot of money to put in the box. So I had to choose between either a big box of one flavor, and this one is the one that you've got, which is Cherry Cooler, or I could have given you 3 little two tea bag sachets, and 3 of these for the same price. And I just kind of looking at these, I just don't think, I don't know, like I can't see it just didn't work out for me. So I wanted to get you a whole box. So we went for cherry cooler, and I read an article the other day in The Guardian about trends, and apparently cherry is out now. And I was like, well, I really like cherry, and it's a really good flavour for the summer. And actually, like, we're not just going to not eat cherry or like cherry flavour, because it's just a classic, great flavour. So I tried it, they sent me them, and I really loved it. So the way to kind of brew it is you either put like boiling water over a little bit of it and let it kind of release its colours and like the flavour. And if you smell it, you've got really gorgeous, just bold cherry, fruity flavour. They've got, I'll tell you what else is in there. That I had a raspberry lemonade one to pick from as well, and then peaches and cream, but I just really like the cherry one. So there's apple pieces in there, hibiscus, rosehip, freeze-dried cherries, and then some natural flavourings as well. The tea bags are all no plastic, like compostable and everything. So if you want to try that out, if you put a bit of boiling water over one of these, you can then top it up with cold water and put some ice in there, or you can just cold brew it. So the lady that owns the company, Sophie, she says that she just kind of loads up her water bottle at the beginning of the day, and then just keeps topping it up. And it just keeps, as long as it keeps going with the flavour, it usually likes it, like it gives it a really good boost of flavour. I'm going to go really strong. But yeah, there's loads of flavour in there. And you can put it with like, you could make it into like a cocktail. So you could like have a lovely iced tea with like gin or vodka, something like that. But otherwise, like, it's a really nice squash alternative. Like, if you don't want to just drink water, it's a really lovely way of adding great flavour. I'm just going to check on my Tom is here. Where are you?
Hello.
Can
you hear
can't
me?
see you though. Can hear you but can't see you.
Give me 1 second. There we go. I should be on. I've had to put headphones on, otherwise it would go mad.
Amazing. So we are just finished. We've just tried. So we have just tried Nudity.
Ooh,
Which I don't know if you've seen these guys before.
I've heard of them. Yeah, a great name. Firstly,
It's cool, isn't it? But I will reveal what my dad said when he saw it. He said, that's a bit tacky. And I was like, really? Like, I don't think it looks tacky at all. I think it looks lovely. And he said, it looks like something that belongs in Ann Summers. No, it doesn't at all. Like, it's just nice tea. And, there's I guess, like a fairy / cheruby type thing on the side. And the idea of the Nudity is that it's all, pure, naked, like no impurities kind of thing. And yeah, I thought that was quite funny. That's why he did not get asked to help me with the box. I'm only joking. I would definitely have taken the help if I could. So Tom isn't from Nudity. Tom is from our next product. So we can come back to this, but I wanted Tom, who joined me at the Good Food Show as my coffee expert. He has a brilliant, lovely business called Fresh Bean Trading Company. And if you ever go to the Good Food Show and smell like coffee and you see coffee bags and things, it will be your stand, won't it, Tom? Because that's your...
Yes. I can never smell it. I'm around it so long, everyone's, I can smell the stand. So I'm at least glad someone can smell it.
Oh, and you've provided us not with a sample, so we can try one of your house blends, which was one of the most popular coffees that we tried. So do you want to tell us a bit about where should we start?
Wherever you like. We can start with the house blend if you want, or just a little bit about the coffee.
Yeah, what do you want to? Well, why did you get into coffee? Because I think it's a really cool story.
Yeah. So I mean, before I even delved into specialty coffee. I worked in advertising and film industry, and it was very, very long hours. I drank so much coffee, so much awful, awful coffee, that I eventually I was like, there's got to be something better. And I would say nearing the time of COVID, actually, I stumbled across. I did a little bit of research, found obviously all the different kinds of specialty coffee out there, and started trying a bit of everything. And then, as everything locked down and I lost all my work, I couldn't stay still. So friends of ours who have been roasting since the early 80s, said, "Come down and we'll keep you busy." And they showed me effectively the tools of their trade, how to roast, everything that's required for ethical coffee, high grade, graded beans, cupping, roasting profiles. And so I obviously spent that year just learning. I'm still learning, but I then tried to hit the ground running and started my own roastery. And here we are. What's it now? What, 6 years later? Is that? It's almost 6 years later. It's crazy. Yeah, five years later. And so the whole ethos of what I wanted to do was not only provide really high graded coffee, but something that I found the part of the sort of fancy coffee industry that I didn't like was the really niche, sometimes snobby side of things, where there's, you know, really, and some of them are great and some of them are really sort of hard to get on with, but for me, I wanted coffee that everyone could enjoy, something that's easy to brew, that anyone can obviously pop in the machine. It takes them a couple of attempts and they can brew something really good. So I tried to stay kind of in the middle lane there. So the quality is really high, but the flavor is it's easy to get. It's something that's simply done. And so, yeah, that's what I sort of came. And of course, I wanted to make sure that all the coffee itself was completely ethical. And the way I did that was I got from small farms that controlled their entire production, but also controlled their export. So they set the prices for their coffee. They don't have a big government coming in and saying, right, you'll have to sell the coffee for this, we're taking a cut. All these smaller farms, or in some instances where massive American companies and such own the actual fields in, you know, Colombia, in Brazil, and, you know, they're at their own whim. So they get to control their trade, and they know what they need to, you know, earn a living. So that's I think one of the key things for me too.
No, brilliant. And there's so much to the coffee industry and just knowing that, we can trust you basically to be kind of like sourcing really well from like, and you kind of, you know who you're buying from, and that's, I really.
Yeah, no, it's great. You can see, I mean, even for instance, you can go onto Instagram right now and look up Omawi Coffee. I believe it's OMWANI. It will pop up even if you spell it wrong. They are a collective I get from who trade. The way they trade transparently is they document everything online. They video everything. They show you everything you want to see on Instagram, and they all get together to export so that they can afford to, effectively, because sometimes the smaller farms are hard to, so they band together and then they control the process entirely. So it's really nice.
Cool. So when we were at the show, we tried like 4 different coffees. One of them was an incredible decaf, wasn't it? The Mexico,
yeah,
which has surprised everyone. So if you like to limit your caffeine for whatever reason, it's a really great option, isn't it? We also tried a monsooned Indian bean, and then we had a Kenyan one as well. But then your La Casa house blend is the one that we've got here. We were talking about how do we grind it. So you roast every 2 weeks, and then
every week.
Every week. Oh, sorry,
yes.
every week, and then you grind to order. So
yes.
depending on like what kind of machine you've got at home or how you drink your coffee. But we went for like a cafetiere grind because I kind of thought most people hopefully will have a cafetiere at home or like that kind of French press. So then that's what you do, isn't it? You understand like people have different needs for coffee and make it differently.
Absolutely. That's sort of it's the bright mixing. So the coffee itself, so it's like tea.
I can't hear you, Tom. You've gone a bit like just talk now. No, it's a bit crunched. I don't even know how to.
Your bandwidth's gone a little bit. I don't know if you can speak more clearly if you go off camera. Sometimes that works a little.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah, I've had to go into the loft because the baby's being put to sleep downstairs.
Oh, you've got a little one, haven't you?
She's going to be 1 in 4 days. Can't believe it. But sorry, cafetiere grounds. That was it. So the cafetiere is probably one of the most common ways of making fresh coffee. So I think this is what we agreed would be the best way. I wouldn't want to give people beans and then no one be able to actually try the coffee. So the amount there is enough. The ratio there is enough for about 250 milliliters of water to coffee. That's sort of the golden ratio for cafetiere. And yeah, that's usually enough for a nice full cup of coffee there.
And what kind of flavor profile should we expect from this one? Because I don't expect everyone to try it now.
Yeah, no, that's not a problem. Yeah, I was going to say it's a bit late in the evening to be trying. So, firstly, brewing method with a cafetiere. I always recommend the brew for 3 to 4 minutes, and you want to use water that's not boiled, as in not boiling, should I say. Once you boil the kettle, you want to let it just sit for a couple minutes in the kettle. It can do because it needs to be at between 88 to 92 degrees, and it might sound really specific, but it's just you don't want it at 100 degrees just because you can take away some of the flavors of the coffee. That's how you can really kind of get that taste come through with all coffees. But yeah, 3 to 4 minute brew time, and then I've given you a nice medium roast. It should be a nice easy drinking coffee, balanced with tasting notes of chocolate, marzipan, which is kind of like it comes across the sweet nuttiness, and berries, which has that kind of medium acidity to it. Nothing too crazy. This should be your everyday easy drinking coffee.
And this one was really popular at the show, wasn't it? And
that middle ground.
And what the thing that we kind of agreed as well is like to develop your kind of like your palate in terms of tasting coffee. It's to try more coffees, isn't it? And actually compare like some side by side as well.
Yes, absolutely. The best, yeah, like you said, it's like trying wines and whiskies. It's strange when you see the tasting notes, and you actually would probably smell the notes before you taste them as you get used to it. But just by trying lots and lots of different coffees, you will work out, hang on, these are the berry notes that I'm enjoying, and I'm enjoying the berry notes in this coffee, and you will end up picking them out. It's not obviously like putting a bar of chocolate in your mouth, but you'll notice that it's the body. The chocolatey notes will give, for instance, dark chocolate notes. You will have a heavier body, sort of a heavier mouthfeel, whereas the milk chocolate notes will have more of a smoother, lighter body. When it comes to fruity notes, usually they will apply a little bit and adjust the acidity of the coffee. Usually you feel that at the back of your palate, the back of your tongue, where you also taste sourness. And then you'll get some interesting ones. There are ones with floral notes, nutty notes, and it's all just down to trying lots of coffee. I mean, I always say that whiskey as well. Try lots of them. So try lots of coffee, and you will you'll be surprised with yourself that how much you can actually pick out.
Yeah. And so if somebody likes, so for example, likes the idea of like chocolatey flavors, if they kind of does your website kind of guide people that way, or is it best to kind of ask you like?
Yeah, so you can do, if you go on the website, you can actually click on any of the coffees and they will list the tasting notes. I've got them listed on each product. However, I am happy, and many people have, for people to email me, and just if you contact us on the website, I'm using the Royal Us because it is just me. It just goes straight to my phone. So I will happily make recommendations, chat coffee, make any suggestions. I'll happily help you there. I'm usually pretty quick to reply. And yeah, if you say you're enjoying something here, or perhaps that you're finding, you don't have to describe things just describe them how you're finding it. If you can't find the technical term for it, I usually can figure it out. And if you're not liking a certain aspect to your fun, it's to this, to that. I've spoken to people before, and it turns out it's just a really small brewing error or a really small grinding error that I've helped them tweak with their coffee machines. And then suddenly, rather than having to change the coffee, they've dialed it in perfectly, and now it's how exactly they like it.
Sounds very good. Tom, I suddenly just realised I was meant to put a leaflet into the box, and I didn't do that. I'm
That's
really
okay.
sorry.
There's a QR code on the back of each of them. There should be. So that will scan you and take you straight to the website. But you can also just Google us, the Fresh Bean Trading Company, just on the front there, and you will hopefully find us as the top result, I'd hope. But unless there's another one.
Did you have a discount code on that leaflet?
I did, yes, which I'll happily share. I think the QR code does. I think that's a QR code with the discount code, but I'll share it anyway.
Oh.
So it's new20 will give you 20% off tea and coffee on the first order online.
I can put that into we have a Facebook group as well, so I can put that into that.
That's perfect.
Oh, thank you. Does anyone want to pick Tom's coffee brains while we've got him? Any questions? Yeah. Sharon.
Yes, so I have to say I'm not much of a coffee drinker myself, but it was interesting when you said about you have to drink lots of them, because I wasn't a whiskey drinker either, and now I am because I tasted lots of them. My husband is a very, very keen coffee drinker, but he has some kind of a posh machine that you put beans into. So you said that you grind these to different levels. Do you also sell them as just beans if people request?
Absolutely. Beans are first and foremost my biggest seller. Beans are always best. If you have a way of grinding the coffee, that's so much better than getting them pre-ground, because you can adjust the flavour, and they last a bit longer as beans. But yes.
Do. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? We're good. Yeah, so basically I've just introduced you to your new coffee roasting best friend. So get to Tom if you need any help, and if you come to the Good Food Show as well, go and see them on the stand, because you're good at chatting coffee, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I think the next show we're at is Hampton Court as well.
Oh
It's
yeah,
the food festival. So if anyone finds himself there, we'll be serving our coffee.
yeah. Normally, because I don't do my tastings there, so mainly the people in this group, some of them are not from the Good Food Show, but maybe I should go to Hampton Court, and then maybe people will come.
I mean, you can come as a guest. It's wonderful.
Yeah, do you know what I actually launched that show back in 2013, and it was such an amazing event to kind of strategize, and how they were so keen to have all these lovely artisan producers there, and it kind of really helped me because I did it when I moved up to Norfolk, so it was kind of this brilliant project that I had that was lovely to work on. And I was quite pregnant with Lottie when I did that show as well, or quite early pregnant with my first child as well. So yeah, it's all quite nice memories of Hampton Court. I should go back. It's a beautiful show. Cool. Well, thank you very much, Tom, for joining us, and thank you for this lovely coffee to try as well. And if anyone does try more of the coffees, then do let us know in the group, because it's always good to compare. If you find one that you really like, then let everyone else know. But thank you for joining us, and I hope you enjoy your daughter's first birthday in 4 days as well.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks, Tom. Sorry we couldn't see you for the last bit.
No, that's okay. See you guys. Thank you.
Tom.
Bye.
Bye. Cool. So that's Tom at Fresh Bean Trading. So we did, the coffee tasting together. And I've had a couple of years ago, I had an awful experience hosting the coffee tasting, where I had a company say that, oh, it would be fine to just put the bean, like the grounds, in the cup with water. And then she was like, oh, I'll teach everyone how to just, take off the grounds and then try the coffee. I was like, wow, I mean, I don't know, it doesn't sound brilliant, but like, if you're there with me and you can teach people how to do it, it'd be quite interactive and nice. And then she got really busy on her stand, and I was about to start the session, and she literally just said she couldn't do it. So I was on my own on the front of the stage with people with coffee grounds in their cups, and it wasn't the best tasting ever, I have to say, and it filled me full of dread to ever host a coffee tasting again. But Tom is absolutely brilliant, because he came in and brewed all these lovely coffees backstage, and all my lovely ladies that work with me, we all had lovely coffees in the morning, and he's really great at kind of talking through all the coffees and how to brew them and everything. So yes, he's my savior. So cool. So I'll just check we haven't got any other guests yet. So we've got 2 others coming. So we've got one more coming at 8. So I'm rushing through a bit fast, aren't I? I don't think there's anything else to say about these ones, but I'm going to go back to Nudie quickly, because they do matcha. So if you're into matcha, they've got some really beautiful looking matchas, and they also have a lovely spiced masala chai, and they've got a normal black tea. So if you like the ethos, which is they went traveling, and I think they wanted to open a really amazing tea shop, which connected people, got people really enjoying the ritual of brewing and drinking tea, supporting small producers, and just really ethical and just really good. And then lockdown happened, and so when COVID hit, they were like, well, we're not going to open a cafe now. So they didn't open the cafe, and they just started these. And they've only really been sort of focusing on getting them into shops and tea shops and things. And so they don't do a lot of kind of marketing to the end consumer like you guys, but they're ready to do that now. So hopefully we'll see a bit more of them. And it's by Women Built. So I don't know if you've ever seen these logos, but basically it's looking at women founded businesses. So yeah, I think it's lovely. And actually, I'm not going to open this box, because again, I didn't buy many, and I'm hoping if no one had any postal issues this time, but you can pull that sleeve out, and then it gives you directions on how to brew. And she actually sent me a blog post on brewing techniques, so I can send that in, put that into the Facebook group as well. Hopefully that's a nice burst of cherry flavor for your summer. And please don't judge me on not being on trend with my cherry choice. Apparently it's black, different types of blackberry, so maybe black loganberries, or another type of blackberry that I can't even remember. But I mean, cherries are plentiful in July, and they're gorgeous, right? So let's just go cherries. Cool. So let's go on. So we've got, how many more products have we got? So let's go to the peanut butter. So you've got one of two peanut butters. I'm really sorry, but I didn't think of you when I put them into the box. I just did it randomly. So I didn't think about whether you have a sweet tooth or a savory tooth. So you've got a surprise, and you either have, so this is from Nutty Belly Gal, who is a really cool, what do I know about her? She works full-time as a lawyer, I know that, but also has this on the side. So it's all about like bold flavors. So this is the salted date peanut butter, and you've got in there, so you've got high oleic peanuts, which basically means that they're like high in really good fats and taste really good. So they roast them quite dark. So if you have a smell of that, you should get the peanuts. And then in here, you've got the sweetness of the dates, and then you've got a bit of salt as well. So she says small batch, bold flavors, all natural, no palm oil, which obviously palm oil got a really bad rep because you've got unsustainable palm oil, but there's people that are growing palm oil that isn't like such a bad thing because I think palm oil maybe need to do a bit more research into it, but it's a cheap fat as well, so it's nice that they're not using it. So inside you've got just the peanuts, 80%, you've got dates, you've got extra virgin coconut oil, sea salt, and then some vanilla extract as well. So you've got really lovely sweet peanut butter. And then the other one is Tokyo Nights. So this one's got seaweed and sesame inside it. So if you're a bit more adventurous, hopefully you'll enjoy this one. So you've also got a little card in there, like a tasting note card, hopefully. I did run out of those, so not everyone got them. So they suggest mixing into noodles to marinate and just put on toast. So this one's got agave as well to sweeten it. So yeah, a bit of like a savory vibe to it. I think I can't remember who I spoke to, was really looking forward to trying this one. Anyone want to talk about this? What do we think?
I've got the salted date one, which is, I haven't tried it yet, but it's really funny because I buy Yamello peanut butter, and I buy their salted date peanut butter and I eat it every day. I buy it in like kilogram tubs. I mean, I must be like one of their best customers. So this is the first time I've ever seen anyone else making salted date peanut butter. So I'll try it tomorrow and see how it compares.
I wonder, because she does have someone that helps make it, and it could be them. So I wonder if you have to let us know if it's the same.
I'll do a taste comparison tomorrow morning.
Yeah. If you're not opening it now, but I really like the texture because it's quite runny, not super runny, but really easy to spread. And I like it. Kath, did you want to comment there? I thought you were going to say something.
Yeah, I think it's really nice. I've got the date one.
Sweetness.
I'm just eating it off the spoon. I'm not sure where I'll go with because it might not last very long.
I think that's the best way, to be honest. They say drizzle it on granola, put it in smoothies.
Got this granola.
Yeah. On porridge, that kind of thing. I mean, you get the seaweed at the end of this one. So just mix that with like some soy sauce, would make like an instant dressing, like maybe a bit of rice wine vinegar as well. That would make Nigella Lawson does an amazing like noodle like cold noodle salad thing, then that would be really good to put in there. So that is your Nutty Belly Gal. I feel bad, like I think I usually fill my head with more about the producer, but we met quite a while ago, and I think so much has happened since I've spoken to her that I'm like a bit but do your research as well. But she was going to try and make it tonight, but I think she had some like a company, her day job work. I am going to quickly nudge. So we've got someone called Tom that's going to join us, and he said, "Oh, can you just drop me a message just before?" And I was going to reply and say, "I'm going to be presenting, so it's going to be really hard for me to send you a message." But he's not here yet, so I will. Let's see if I can get him there. Sorry, ready now. Ta-da. Okay, so anyone got any other ideas what they do with these peanut butters?
Going on crumpets.
Oh, yeah, that's a perfect vessel for a peanut butter, isn't it?
Yes.
It just sinks into the holes and like melts. I've been having this one here, random singing. The first dates one with I always put it with like jam. So we've got a really lovely I've got a really nice blackcurrant jam that I picked up at a show recently, the Norfolk show actually. Yeah, so always nice to add a little bit of tartness. I don't know what would go with the sesame seaweed one though. Maybe some.
Is it very savoury?
Not really, no.
No.
I mean, you get the seaweed at the end.
You get plenty of peanut butter.
Yeah, look.
Because it makes excellent bang bang chicken.
Oh yes.
So an ordinary peanut butter and salad cream and Tabasco. So that might be nice.
Oh, with salad cream, did you say?
Yeah.
Oh.
Salad cream, peanut butter, and Tabasco sauce to your flavouring. It's probably about 2 times salad cream to 1 times peanut butter, and then Tabasco for heat, and that's it on chicken and iceberg.
Ooh. Yeah, that would be perfect.
Nice. I'm going to try. I've got the sweet one, but I'll get the savoury one. Yeah.
Oh. She's hopefully going to come to the winter show this year. She was going to come to summer, but she couldn't make it. But yeah, she wish I could tell you more about her, but my mind's gone a bit blank. I'm sorry. I always think too much about that. That's why I don't often post on social media, because I'm just a little bit like, oh, I've got to remember all the things about this person, and then I failed you. So I'll put some more into the group. I'll get her to do a little video actually to put in there. It's always nice to meet the people behind the product, especially when it's just like one person. So yeah. Great. So that is Nutty Belly Gal and her first dates. I'll tell you which other flavors she did, because I had to pick through. There's like a Szechuan chili one as well. Let me just tell you which other ones. There's a one with Szechuan chili oil in it, which is pretty fun. And a Dark and Handsome, which is chocolate and cacao nibs. And then there's a matcha and coconut one as well. So if you're into matcha, I think that's quite unusual. Have you ever had a Liz peanut butter lover? No, I haven't seen a matcha one.
Yeah, I've never seen that. That's interesting.
And then a Trip to Chinatown is the Szechuan chili oil peanut butter. And they do actually do them in huge tubs as well. Is it a similar tub?
Yeah, similar. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I do wonder then, because this is the thing. A lot of companies, like it's brilliant if they make their own, but sometimes it's just too much to be able to do it. So they work with manufacturing partners like this. So yeah. Okay, so we will go on to our next product, which hasn't got a person with it. So if you grab the Glorious Mess out of there, I'm gonna grab mine out of this cloth. Really love how everything fit into this box really nicely this time. So the Glorious Mess is a brand behind a newish brand, but if you've seen Flour and White before, this is their research kind of showed that Eton Mess is like, well, technically the 3rd most popular dessert in the UK. So they everything they created was like based around like popularity of Eton Mess. Yeah, so these are raspberry and white chocolate kisses. So you can just put these in with like a fruit salad, or you can just eat them, or you can put them with ice cream. And the company behind it are Lisa, I can hear you in the background. Hang on a second. There we go. Sorry. So so Leanne and Brian Crowther set up the Little Round Cake Company back in, gosh, I met them at the Ludlow Food Festival, and that was probably like 2009. And they had it was the Little Round Cake Company, so they made these little round cakes with the buttercream in the middle, and they were really gorgeous. And then they started making these big cloud meringues, and then they've grown the business into making meringue bars, and then which are all kind of like the idea is they're under 100 calories. And then this new Glorious Mess range, they actually make meringues for Marks and Spencer's. So if you see the big meringues in Marks and Spencer's, it's this company that make them. They do some coulis, and they also do some sprinkles, and we shared the sprinkles at the Good Food Show. I don't think I managed to bring any home. I did a really silly thing that I kind of, at the end of the day, I went off and spoke to some of the companies. And when I got back, normally I collect lots of things to take home with me. And everyone had shared it out. And I was like, oh no, all my things. I shouldn't get all my things to take home. But actually, I have plenty, as you can see behind me. So it was nice for me to share. So these are the raspberry and white chocolate meringue kisses, which I think are just brilliant. You can actually decorate cakes with them. Oh, you got some. They're the little Ronnie has got the little jar of those, which are really beautiful.
Yeah, they were the ones that you did the sampling, so I did go off and buy some.
Oh, you haven't cracked into them yet, though.
Not yet, no, because we'd actually got one of the big cloud meringues at home. So yes, those are for the next Eton Mess, because my husband loves Eton Mess.
Oh, it's just such an easy dessert, isn't it? That you can kind of you can make it. It's obviously so easy, but you can also twist it up. We included quite a lot of fruit vinegars in the tastings, and that you can put that on top of meringue as well. There's a really gorgeous raspberry vinegar we put into some of the tastings, and then you could macerate your fruit in the vinegar as well, just to add extra kind of fruity flavor. And I must make some more. And I actually got a sneak peek of their Christmas range as well. So they've got these little green Christmas tree meringues, and that look really, really cute. And then a really big a round pavlova in a really pretty box. So yeah, they're really innovative. If you ever watch QVC, they're often on QVC talking about their meringues. And Leanne's brilliant, and I think they might end up having a new brand soon as well, which would be quite exciting. So yeah. Right, so we are going to move on. So if the other guests don't come, then I'll just get them to do a group, a video into the group. Now, I was relying on one of them to come because I don't really know how to pronounce it. Oh, here we go. Let me just see where he is. Okay, coming. We'll keep a lookout. So there's two products left. Nick, you are here.
Yeah.
There you are. Sorry, I didn't see you there. I kept seeing your name. There you go. Should have piped up.
I didn't realise I was actually on mute. So.
Oh, fair enough. Hello, Nick.
Hello,
Thank
everyone.
you. Welcome. This is my lovely group of I'll say keen beans who subscribe to my tasting boxes. Usually come to the live tastings, which are brilliant, and may have seen you at the Good Food Show summer as well. So the session is also recorded, so it will go out to people that can't make it live. So we have got a slightly older version of one of your fabulous products, which is the Korean sweet and spicy sauce.
Yeah.
And I've actually really wanted to share like a Korean style kind of gochujang based sauce because I use it so much at home. So I'm really pleased to be sharing it. So do you want to tell us a bit about this? I mean, your history, you are a chef, right?
Well, yeah, an accidental chef, but yeah. So the sauce itself, we developed for the commercial kitchen when we had a takeaway. It's developed for 3 reasons: 1 for speed, 2 for flavour, and 3 for versatility. So with all of our sauces, all of them have been designed for those purposes. And what we found was when we have a takeaway, the main ones which sold on almost every single order involved using the Korean sauce or the Peking sauce. So we launched those 2 first. So how you would use it? So you can obviously use it as a dip. You know, just chuck some kind of. I mean, we do tastings with these things, and they're really nice with them. Or use it as a ketchup, as you would do like a Heinz ketchup. What you'll notice is the sauce itself is incredibly thick. So this is the first version that we did, which is in a bigger bottle as well. So our current version is very slightly not quite as thick, and in a smaller bottle. So that's one that Katie's got there. Now, the reason we did it like this originally was because it absolutely exact to the flavors and the profile of how we used it in the kitchen. But what we found is it did get a bit stuck in the bottle. So on the larger bottles, you do need to take them out of the fridge quite some time beforehand. But they are fine to store ambient once open. So you can keep these in ambient temperature for 2 weeks. But if you do put them in the fridge, it's 4 weeks. But make sure that you take them out well ahead of time. Now, how you would use it as a cooking ingredient is you need to kind of forget how you cook. So normally you would cook, you'd start off with your onions, your garlic, your chilies, your ginger, with your typical Asian cooking. With the sauce, you go back to front. So you don't need to use any of the base ingredients that you typically would use. So that takes out, from a speed point of view, much quicker to use. Makes it far better for, you know, obviously when you're in a hot kitchen and fast service. So first thing you do, let's say you're doing like a stir fry. So stir fry, you get your protein in first, get that to the point where it's just about cooked. And then you throw in your veggies, chuck in your noodles, and then at the end of it, this is the best bit, you only need to use about a tablespoon of the sauce per person per portion. Now this is quite, it depends how much heat you like. If there's 2 people, then you might want to go sort of tablespoon and a half. So versatility wise, in each bottle, in the large bottle you've got enough there to make 14 adult portion meals. So you can go quite easy with it. When you taste it, you'll notice how thick it is and how concentrated the flavors are. And we've done that on purpose, again, for a commercial kitchen, for it to be faster to use. You can do stir fries, noodles and broths with it very easily. On our website, which if you look on the back, there's a QR code. I don't know if you can see that. And you can go to the website and there's a load of recipes, video tutorials as to how to use it. So your typical Asian stuff is your, you know, as I say, stir fries, noodles, broths, works great with all kinds of protein. But you can also use it in a cheese toasty.
Ooh, yeah. If
you're doing it in cheese toasty, really strong cheddar, you know, a good strong cheddar will be able to kind of balance it. If it's not strong enough, you're going to overpower it. Another way of using it is, and this is a family favorite, and again, super quick. Buy yourself 500 grams of pork or ordinary, you know, beef mince, or actually, we've got a video on our Instagram of how to make this, and we use the vegan kind of equivalent of mince. All you have to do, fry the mince off, yeah, in a little bit of oil, chuck some peppers in, and then a tablespoon of this, maybe a little bit more, right? And then chuck it into tacos, and then you've got Korean style tacos, and that is such a quick meal to make during the week. It'll take you probably as long as it takes to fry the mince, less than 5 minutes, and it's already on your table. It's great for midweek. It's great on chicken wings. If you use it on a barbecue, this is where you do need to be careful. So don't use it until the end. Get your protein cooked all nice and smoky and, really, moist inside. Then right at the end, get a little brush, dunk it in here, give it a good old spread on top, back under the barbie just for about 30 seconds or so. That saves all that time, so no need to do any marination. So that's it, really quick to use and super tasty.
Mm.
Also good for Korean cookies, which is also on our Instagram. Sounds weird, but it does work really well.
Korean cookies.
Yeah. It's
Oh.
actually a viral thing that went around on the New York Times if you Google it on there. But if you go to our Instagram, you'll scroll through it and you'll find there is a Korean cookie recipe. And everything about it says that it shouldn't work, but it does. It's kind of it's still got the kind of sweet caramelly kind of flavor, but you just get that heat from the gochujang coming through, and they're
Really
quite,
good.
quite Moorish.
Have you put any chocolate in there? I can imagine white chocolate going quite well.
I haven't put any chocolate in, but yeah, it could work quite well with the white coming through. Yeah.
Ooh. And so if anyone's finding this a bit too hot, how could you dilute it? Would you put a bit more soy in there with it? Or
Water.
Just water.
Put it back with water. When you taste it the other way, other than using a bit more water in it, or obviously half the amount is the other alternative. So replace half the amount with maybe 2 tablespoons of water just to kind of loosen it up a bit as well. If it is too spicy, the other thing that will cut through is fresh coriander. So if you use your herbs to put it back, if you can actually use it on a salad as well. Drizzle it very lightly, but when you do try it, it has got quite it's not ferocious. I mean, Kate, you can back me up on this, because it takes a little bit of time for the warmth to come through.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I describe it more of a hug than a punch in the face. But I don't like hot food where you can't actually taste what it is. So it's all about getting that flavour first, and then the heat will come through at the end. But yeah, to dull it down, fresh coriander or just a little bit of water, replace, and cut down on the amount that you're using.
Good idea. And I guess we could mix it with mayo as well. That could work quite well.
Yeah, you can do it with mayo. Yeah, it works well with mayo. If you're doing it with a broth recipe that we have online, we actually mix it with coconut milk.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, it gives you a nice kind of creamy, coconutty, gochujang-y kind of Korean-y bowl of noodle deliciousness, But yeah.
But your heritage is Vietnamese as well, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah. So I was born in Vietnam, and in 1975 I was orphaned and I was orphaned, and then I was flown into the UK by the Daily Mail on what was called back then, it was the Daily Mail Mercier lift, and there was, I think there was 79 orphans, pretty much all babies, newborns, babies who they managed to get out of the country. And when I was adopted into a English family, my dad's a vicar and my mum's I say tart just for a laugh, but it's not. She's actually a teacher. But so yeah, my life here has been very typically English, but I've always been drawn towards Asian food, unlike the rest of my family. I feel a little bit like the guy in The Jerk, who if you ever watch that film, and he's got no rhythm, but the rest of his family have, So yeah, I've got very much into Asian cooking. I blame mainly Rick Stein, for it. His Far East Odyssey program. I was hooked on that. And then, but somehow accidentally fell into a takeaway, which is another story. But as a result of COVID, and then we went from takeaway into putting our sauces into production, and here we are today, kind of thing. But yeah, the Saigon sauce is our latest one, which we just launched at the pretty much at the show was when our first delivery came, and that one's a bit different. You can still use it in exactly the same ways pretty much as you can do with the others. I haven't had time to do recipes for those ones online yet, but it's brilliant as a salad dressing. So it's got very strong kind of zesty lime flavor to it, but when you pair that up with some like cold rice vermicelli noodles and lots of fresh mint and coriander, you get this amazing kind of salad, and that mint and coriander cuts through the lime, and it's got the chili heat as well. So it's really very nice and works well in a banh mi, which is a traditional Vietnamese kind of French baguette kind of thing with pate and all sorts of lovely stuff in it.
Oh, I didn't think of using it for that.
Yeah. Works very well for that.
Thank you. Cool. Okay. Well, thank you very much. So that is it. And the way you pronounce tation is like temptation.
Yeah.
And I keep having to tell myself that because I keep going to say like tation. I don't know. I can't get it in my head. So it's tation. Temptation.
We had a few variations, I think, that I could hear at the start of the show, and then by the end of it, but yeah, it's taken. I wanted something that had some kind of meaning, but also sounded Asian, so that's all I could come up with, to be honest. But if you turn the bottle upside down, they faint in the background is the word temp. So when it's finished, it's temp, and then turn it back to station.
Oh, yes. You did tell me this, I didn't look. Cool. I get. Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks.
And, we'll any feedback from anyone, we can put that in the Facebook group, and any dishes anyone makes, like, it'd be great to see those as well. So I always love to see pictures of what people make with things, so our feedback. I love Korean fried chicken. Like, there's a really good food recipe that's just like ginger, corn flour, salt and pepper on. They do chicken wings, but I just use like boneless thighs because it feels a bit healthier. And then there's a recipe to make a similar kind of like sauce, but that's so much easier just to use yours instead.
Yeah, that was the biggest selling product, was our Korean wings. But we used obviously the full wing, but we used to batter it with the Henry Gold's batter. So you can, if you go to macro and places like that, I do batter mixes, and then it's so much easier to do, and just do a nice light batter and then just toss it in the sauce, and
brilliant. Thank you so much, Nick.
Okay, guys. All right. Thanks. Nice to meet you. Good luck. Hope you enjoy it.
Thanks. And then we have our last guest, which is Tom. Are you there, Tom?
I am indeed.
Hey, hi.
How's it going, Katie? Hi, everyone else.
Nice to see your face. Haven't seen you for a while.
Indeed.
We met Tom before, so if you're one of the original subscribers, we had the Szechuan chili with garlic, wasn't it? I think we put in one.
I believe so.
I can't remember how. It might be probably like 3 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking as Nick was speaking. Actually, I think I recognise a couple of faces, and it must have been at least 2, but maybe even 3 years ago, possibly.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, to be honest, that it's gone that fast.
Well, and you've gone from kind of, just the beginnings of your kind of chili oil to you've got your own kind of factory now, and you're helping other companies to make lovely chili sauces and things, and have also kind of extended your range, which is why I was delighted that you're doing that. And I was like, I got an email and I was like, oh, these look amazing. So and I was really relying on you to come because I really don't know how to pronounce it. And
it's a hard one, and the reason why I wanted to put this one in the taster box is because it is a completely new flavor to the UK. There is no existing product like this, but it is one of the most used sauces in China, which is, it's kind of crazy to me, which is why, just I guess for some people I can backtrack a little bit that maybe haven't met me before.
Yeah, please.
My name is Tom. I lived in Beijing for 10 years, and throughout that time just became completely and utterly obsessed with Chinese flavors, mostly the southwestern flavors, which are notoriously bold, spicy, aromatic, and really can take just a very ordinary ingredient and turn it into something incredible. And for me, my palate just fell in love with those flavors. So when I moved back to the UK 4 years ago, I started a business called Yep Kitchen. It was all about showcasing the spicier, bolder side of China, which is typically left in China. So that started with a range of condiments, mostly chili oils. We have one fermented chili condiment as well. And those were really just to kind of get people enjoying the flavors of regional China. Obviously, there's a big relationship with Hong Kong and the UK in terms of immigration, which is why typically you find a lot of Southern Chinese flavors in the UK, just naturally, because we have a lot of Hong Kong-based immigrants. But there are 8 famous regional Chinese cuisines. In China, they're known as the 8 Great Cuisines. Typically in the UK, we're only really accustomed to one of them. So Yep Kitchen is all about showcasing another one of those regions, which is called Sichuan Province. It's in the southwest, famous for those numbing peppercorns that can make your lips tingle, super aromatic and a little bit spicy too. Then last year, I realized we had sort of achieved that mission. We'd got people eating spicier flavors, understanding China is more than just sweet and sour. And I really wanted to try and get people to start eating more authentic Chinese dishes and giving them the option to do that at home. It's quite difficult because you need to go and buy very specialist ingredients. This product in particular has a fermented bean paste inside, which is very hard to come by. And then when you buy a 500-gram jar of it, you use it once to make a recipe, and then 490 grams sits in your cupboard until it goes moldy, and then you throw it away. So I wanted to make this sort of cooking more accessible for people. And when you go to the stir-fry section in a supermarket now, you'll find a range of Chinese stir-fry sauces, typically supermarket own brand, Lee Kum Kee, Blue Dragon, very old, very traditional, and very safe brands that aren't really looking to showcase the more authentic, bolder flavors, which is why they all kind of taste the same. It's always sticky, sweet. These sauces are very different. This one is not super spicy. It's more on the sour profile. But to get into the name pronunciation is Yu Xiang sauce. And the translation is fish fragrant sauce. So it doesn't sound as nice in English as it does in Chinese, but the reason this name has stuck is because traditionally this sauce was used to mask the strong aromas of fish. So it was always used as a pairing to fish in traditional Chinese cooking. But as time went on, this sauce, because it was so delicious, started to be used with other things as well. Hundreds of years passed by, the name has stuck. And now, typically, this sauce is very rarely used with fish at all. It's most commonly found with eggplant or aubergine or with pork. But the name is still fish fragrant sauce. And it's basically a combination of garlic, ginger, Chinese black vinegar, soy sauce, fermented bean paste, a little bit of sugar and oil. And it's super delicious. The recipe on the back is the plant-based version, which goes with aubergine. And honestly, it will be the most delicious aubergine you've ever had. It takes this very ordinary vegetable and turns it into something amazing. The first time I had this dish in China, it really kind of blew my mind. I can imagine an aubergine tasting that way. And now you have it in one just really simple, ready-to-use sachet. The idea of these is that you can turn a Tuesday night, really easy dinner into something really delicious in just 10 or 15 minutes. There are 3 sauces in this range. Just give you a quick intro.
Yeah.
So if you do enjoy the Yu Xiang sauce, we also have a mapo sauce, which is to make mapo tofu, which is Sichuan's most famous dish. Again, taking tofu, traditionally can be quite a bland ingredient, and turning it into something insane that you'll be craving all the time. And the other sauce in the range is gongbao sauce, which some of you might be familiar with, is in English typically called kung pao sauce. The actual Chinese name is gong pao, not kung pao. Kung pao is the westernized name. And as a brand that was really here to showcase authenticity, we want to use a proper name for the sauce, which is Gongbao. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to go into too much info because I could talk about these for ages. And I know you've spoken to a few brands and founders today already. So really excited for you guys to try this new product. As I mentioned, it's a brand new product in the UK, so you won't be able to find this anywhere else. And it's going to take a lot of challenge to introduce a new flavor, I think, to a country or a people. So yeah, I'm really excited to get some feedback from you as well, and I hope you enjoy it, and hopefully, make aubergine your new favorite vegetable.
I know, because no one's probably going to open it and taste it now, because
it's not something to be tasted. It's best to be cooked with.
A taste, and it's really, really, really delicious. I'm really looking forward to it, like cooked.
The Chinese black vinegar has this really lovely sourness, and that with the garlic, the ginger, it's just it's super pleasant sauce. I love it. I use it. You can use it on all sorts. Like I said, it goes great with pork, goes great with aubergine, but to be honest, you can throw it onto any veg. It's not strictly aubergine. But if you on a Tuesday evening you get home and you look in your veg drawer, you've got half a carrot, half a pepper, little bit of leftover chicken, chuck it in a pan, bit of yusiang sauce. There you go. You've got yourself a delicious stir fry. Just doubles up treat it as if it were any stir fry sauce, really. It's super flexible, but the traditional Sichuanese pairing is aubergine.
And this is what we need, is like easy, accessible, like quick things that are, introducing us to new flavors and new. I'm a bit embarrassed really, because my Chinese, I'll go to my Chinese takeaway around here, which really is just a standard Chinese takeaway, and that is kind of the extent of my knowledge. And it's such a huge country that it's a bit. It is embarrassing, really, isn't it? I'm really glad that you're here to kind of introduce.
Oh, have I frozen or is Katie frozen?
I think Katie's frozen.
Okay.
Yep. Oops.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear us still, Katie, but you've frozen.
Yeah. I think what Katie was mentioning was about Chinese takeaways. And to be honest, I love a Chinese takeaway. I lived in China for 10 years, and the first thing I had when I came back was a British Chinese takeaway because I couldn't get it for 10 years. So it's just like Katie was saying, it's just such a wide region. It's so much, especially from the gastronomy side of things. It's just crazy how many different variations of sauces and spice levels that they have. So it's not about defacing UK Chinese food, because that is a region as well. It's just about showcasing more variety, and I think it takes time, and giving people that access is difficult. So hopefully putting it in a convenient way that people are familiar with, it will allow people to work with a sauce that is unfamiliar. Because if this is like a sauce I've never heard of before, in a shape or a pack I've never seen before, it will be quite challenging to get over that blocker. So that's why we wanted to put it in a pouch, something that's familiar. When you see Chinese sauces in pouches, this is probably a stir fry sauce. I should probably put it in a pan and cook with it. So yeah, that's why we wanted to do it this way. So it's familiar but new.
And low risk as well, isn't it? Because you're buying, not, as you say, like not buying a huge jar that you then, if you don't really like it, you're kind of stuck with.
Yeah, exactly. So if you enjoy this one and you like something a bit spicier, you can go for the maple sauce. And if you think this one is maybe too spicy, then you can try the Gongbao sauce. Sort of 3 levels: Gongbao, Yusiang, and maple. And there's a little story on the back about the names of the origins of each of these products, because they also have interesting. Is it etymology? The history of study of words? Is that right? Yeah, there's very interesting etymology behind the words as well. So we tried to get a little bit of education on there too.
Yeah, I love that. And we've got them before. This is they're
only available in Whole Foods. So it's been a Whole Foods exclusive launch, but they're currently only Whole Foods, which is 6 stores in London, or you can buy them on our website, but that's it.
Amazing.
Early access for you lovely people.
Thank you. And did you
Cool.
say that the packaging's changing as well? Or-
Yeah, so we had some, just, it's a very long, boring story, which I won't take up your Thursday evening with. But yeah, basically the pouch will be this is a mock pouch, which was, we had to get these white pouches and hand stick labels on because of a massive manufacturing delay with our pouches. But Whole Foods were waiting for them, so we had to just scramble together, and we found these white pouches, got some labels printed and stuck the labels on. But the second round will be a fully printed pouch, so you won't have that big white border. It will just be a nice blue or purple or brown.
Oh, they look lovely anyway. It's no problem. But it's just, yeah,
Thank you.
thumbs up anyway. But yeah, it's nice to get them out there as well. If you wait till everything's perfect, you probably wouldn't.
Yeah, that's it. And we just, so much work had gone in already. We just didn't want to wait anymore. And good to just get the flavors out there, get some feedback. Then we can also make iterations and all sorts. It's challenging just to get this kind of sauce in a stable condition that you can put it in a pouch without adding loads of stabilizers and things. So there was also that challenge to overcome. So lots of work. I started working on these in June last year, and we released them last month. So basically almost a year to get this product to market.
We're so happy that they are here and that we get to try them early on in their life. So thank you.
Yeah, super excited as well.
And we can, as I said, we've got the Facebook group, which I don't push on people too much. But guys, if you, we've got a little lad, Remy, on our screen who's wanting waves. Hi, Remy. Thanks, guys. He feels very special now, I hope. Cool. What was I can't remember. I've lost my track. Sorry, distracted.
Don't worry. Enjoy your aubergine or pork, and I hope you. Yeah.
In the Facebook group, like if anyone makes it, and we, got feedback for you, but I'm sure. I mean, it looks great anyway. But yeah, if anyone, Tom, I'm sure will appreciate the feedback. So please do that. And inspire everyone else to try what you've tried. But I think sounds pretty obvious to put it with the aubergine. I think that sounds really good.
Yeah, that's what we want to keep it simple. Start there, and then you can get as creative as you'd like.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank
Tom.
you all. Thanks for your time. Enjoy
you.
the rest of your evening, everybody.
That's the end, I think. But thanks, Tom.
Nice. Bye.
Cool. I think we have covered everything now, haven't we? Yes. I resisted trying. My aim is to get at least 10 products in the boxes, and I don't want to put the price up of the boxes, but it's getting harder and harder and harder now to get that many products into the box. So I'm at a point that I need to either work out, do I keep it at the same price, or do I I don't really want to do shrinkflation and just not deliver as much as I used to. But yeah, it's getting a lot harder. But hopefully you found some really cool and interesting things this time. Already got things lined up for the next autumn box, which is really exciting. What else is going on? Good Food Show winter. The tastings for that I've just put together most of them, and they've asked me to be more festive, so because the show's kind of rebranding as the Festive Good Food Show, so I'm going to do a luxury festive tasting. So it's going to cost a little bit more money, but I'm allowed to go a bit wider with what I include. So I'm going to source some really good smoked salmon that might not just be at the show. So it's kind of, and I might get some sparkling wine and that kind of thing. So I've got a bit more editorial control over what I put into the tasting. So yeah, quite exciting. And there'll be the cheese hub again, which is a separate feature at that show. What else? Ronnie, did you want to ask something? Sorry.
Yes, is the winter show going to be at the National Exhibition Centre?
Yeah, so that's not changing at all. So the winter show will stay indoors at the NEC, and then the summer one, because of of its co-location with Gardeners World Live, that really needed, like, if you go, I don't know if you go out into the show gardens, but they're so beautiful. They're like Chelsea flower show quality show gardens, and then they're like built in a car park, and it's like, and you've got the big NEC buildings behind you. And so that kind of flagship show, they really wanted to be in a more beautiful setting, and they've been planning it for 4 years. So it's not like a quick decision or anything to do it, but it is going to be at Packington Estate, which I went to, and is very, very beautiful, like beautiful estate. It's about, I think it's 6 miles from the NEC, so really close. They're going to do shuttle buses from the train station out to it, and the Lord and Lady are just really keen to kind of get that lovely connection between gardens and food. So it'll still be a food show. It won't obviously be, it will probably feel a bit more relaxed, hopefully, like with the lovely gardens and space, so people can kind of stop and, you know, go and have a picnic and that kind of thing, rather than it being a bit more intense. So I'm excited for it. Yeah, but yeah, the winter show's not changing.
Is the food show going to be outside then in the summer?
Yeah, so it's moving. The summer one next year will be at the Packington Estate, not at the NEC. So big change. So that would be the risk. And I, you know, Liz's partner is a trader at the show as well. So I think the big consideration is like the risk involved with like the weather, which, you know, if you're used to doing outdoor events and you haven't got like a product like chocolate, or things that melt or, you know, go off very quickly in the heat, then hopefully you'll be okay. But the intent is that they grow the show, that it will be a beautiful setting for, you know, a really huge kind of gardening show with the Good Food Show, Good Food Festival alongside it. And I'm speaking to the event director next week, who actually is lovely, because when I started working at the Good Food Show in 2007, she started like within a couple of weeks of me, and she like looked after the drinks area and I looked after like the small producers, and we were like work besties at the time. And then she kind of left a few years later and followed like a different path, but she's back to as the event director, which is really exciting, because we got on really well and I know her, and so we're chatting next week about my involvement. And I know they do want me to do tastings. I probably won't have like a whole theatre there because it's going to be sort of smaller scale, but there'll definitely be me, but not quite the same as it has been before. But I think in a good, like, it's a good direction for the show. And the NEC, like, I mean, we've got to pay. We'll be doing it in November, so I don't want to like diss it too much. But like, you know, £20 to park, and you know, the costs for everyone is just huge, and be quite refreshing to just be, you know, new start for it.
I spoke to some of the other people who were working there, and they said yes, the costs had got very expensive for people there as well. So perhaps the NEC are pricing themselves out of the market as well.
I think they're getting to that point. I mean, if you love going to the NEC and you're not like really committed to the Good Food Show, I think the Ideal Home Show is doing something like the week before next year there. So I suspect there'll be companies that like the NEC vibe, and those kind of clients that may like end up trading at the Ideal Home Show. But I'm hoping the quality ones will come with us to the Packington Estate, and actually it won't be a loss, it will be a gain, because we'll get hopefully more local producers as well. And yeah, so fingers crossed, it's a good thing, and I'll keep you informed. The next box is in September, and I believe, what have I scheduled it in for? Around the 21st for posting it out that weekend anyway. So yes, I'll get back to school. My daughter's starting high school, so I'll get that out of the way, and then concentrate on that box. But yeah, thank you for coming. And sorry, I just got a message from one of you, so I was just going to reply to it. But if anyone wants to stick around at the end, but I'll wrap up because I know otherwise I'll keep talking forever. I hope you got some favourites. Please do put some stuff in the Facebook group. I've bought myself one of those little video things, and I'm going to try and do more content, because what I've realised was that I hide things from social media because I was like, oh, maybe I'll put it in a box one day, and so I don't want to reveal it to you guys or like my followers, because I always think of you, and actually that makes me like almost like a gatekeeper of all these amazing finds. I'm like, oh, I can't tell the secret, but actually to grow my following and like grow the business, I need to be sharing more finds. So hopefully if you are you don't get annoyed, get sick of me, but I'll be popping up and saying this is my find, and hopefully other people will like it too. So yes, be prepared. I've got a little thing to video myself. Do more of that, sharing more finds. Cool. Right, thank you very much for joining me, and I shall see you all in September or at the winter show. So thank you very much.
Thanks
Bye.
ever so much, Katie. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks.